Welcome back to Spray or Splash Fragrance Reviews. I am Rob. Thank you so much for checking out the channel and sticking with me. The last video I did, I believe, was late December 2021. It was a haul video. And in that video, I said I wouldn't be buying any more fragrances until about April 2021. And that didn't really happen. So I picked up quite a few things, and I'm going to share them with you guys. Stay tuned. All right, so what I picked up ran the gamut of niche, designer, vintage, and some indie. So I'm going to kind of get through these fragrances in no rhyme or reason and let you know about some of the changes or new video concepts that are coming soon. All right, so first up, from the house of Givenchy, this is Ultramarine. This is a flanker to Incense. Okay. Then I picked up a fragrance from the house of Paco Rabanne. This is Excess Extreme. From the house of Emmanuel Ungaro, this is Ungaro 3. From the house of Pierre Cardin, this is the original vintage Pierre Cardin. But I also picked up one called Blue Marine from that same house. Based on reviews from a fellow YouTuber by the name of Justin Copeland, Stay Fresh Productions, he did one from this house called Beach Giza. This is Cocoa Moon. Also picked up one from that house. It's called Ocean Water. I picked up a vintage bottle of Obsession by Calvin Klein. All right. That fragrance is one that I believe deserves a lot more love in FragCom because of really what it was and the impact it had, and I feel like it kind of changed directions of where fragrance is going for men. And I'll get into that when I do that video. From the house of Zero, this is Zero Pour Homme, the original. Picked up one from Carolina Herrera. This is Carolina Herrera for Men, original vintage bottle. I picked up one from the house of D Squared. This is Potion. This is an EDT. I previously had a EDP bottle, and this is an EDT. I picked this up because I believe this fragrance is no longer in production, and these are becoming harder and harder to find. And I scored that for about $52. And I want to say now they're going for like about $120 or more. So from the house of Aficionado, this is Cigar. A really incredible tobacco-based fragrance. From the house of Escada, this is Sentiment. From the house of Gucci, this is Gucci Made to Measure. Really nice one. From the house of Joseph Abboud, this is the original Joseph Abboud. This is a backup bottle for me. From the house of Narciso Rodriguez, I got Blue Noir Extreme. And I also picked up Blue Noir, the EDP. From the house of Arma Oud, I picked up one called Silver Birch. And I also picked up one, it's called Boys de Orient. Kind of like a nicer version of Black Orchid by Tom Ford. From the house of Tiziani Terenzi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, this is Spirito Florentino. And I also picked up one from that same house called Ursa. Black-owned indie house, Sean Crenshaw. This is Ovation. Incredible fragrance. We're going to be doing a video on this fragrance in the future. From a house I'm going to be featuring more in 2021, the house of Lolita Lampica. This is Green Lover. I've got two additional fragrances from that house I'm going to be doing videos on. And I think I'm going to do just a video on the entire line that's in my collection, so stay tuned for that one. Vintage bottle of Zeno by Davidoff. Just a heads up, if you're ever looking for a vintage bottle of Davidoff, you'll notice that Davidoff has got like cursive font that Davidoff is written in. If you see that cursive font, usually that's an older bottle. You don't see Davidoff in the cursive font that often. So just the FYI. One of the best warm weather fragrances in my opinion. This is El Woamo by Trisarti. I really, really love this fragrance. It's one of the best warm weather fragrances in my opinion. Again, it's that good to me. From the house of Gianfranco Fieri, this is El Woamo. From the house of Bijon, this is Bijon Sport. The original Bijon has got frosted glass. This has got the clear glass but the same top. Also from that same house, I picked up one that's called Bijon with a twist. From the house of Nino Cerruti and the 1881 line, this is Bella Notte. Really nice modern fragrance. I picked up a bottle of blueberry Burberry Touch. Never had that before in the past. Really nice powdery fragrance. Picked up 3 a.m. by Sean John. A fragrance I'm going to be featuring in the future because of the bang for your buck factor is a house called Tequila. And they've got 4 fragrances in their line, and I've got 3 of the 4. 2 I've got right here. I've got Tequila Gold, and then I've also got Tequila Noir. And what else do I have here? Mont Blanc Explorer. And I've also got a vintage bottles of Halston Z14. These are minis that are 12 mil, but wow, I mean the condition of the fragrance. And these are original formulations, made in France and made by Halston, not by a different company. So, and Z14 was the original, and then I think 112 came afterwards. This has got a more leathery feel, and I'm telling you, this one is so potent, and the top notes are still present. So I'm really happy to have this in the collection. Lastly, from the house of Dua, this is an inspired expression. This is Ocean of Dua, and this is inspired from Roja Dove's Parfums Oceana, or Oceana. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. I'm sorry, and one more to finish it off. This is Solo by Low. All right, so I said I've got some things coming up. If you watch the channel, you know I do this series where it's called Vintage, and I will focus on vintage fragrances. Well, I've got like a little sub series to that, and it's going to be called Catch Me If You Can. And these are going to be fragrances that are typically not only vintage but hard to find. And you know, a lot of vintage fragrances actually are easy to find, but there are a bunch that are harder to find. I'm going to kind of focus on that theme for a new video series. I'm going to also be doing one called 10s, where I'm going to focus on fragrances I believe that are a perfect 10. I'm going to be doing one called Landmarks, and I'm going to be featuring Obsession and a few other colognes in that series. Then I've got one called For the Love of Money, and actually quite a few other ideas. I don't want to give away everything right now, but I've committed myself to putting out one video a week going forward. So it's going to be kind of hard for me, but I'm going to try to stick to that and at least put out one video. I've got tons of material, tons of fragrances that I've recently picked up, plus tons of fragrances in my collection that I've never done videos on that I could actually feature. So got a lot coming to you soon. I think the first video coming next is going to be my spring 2021 video. Working on that right now, and just, you know, a lot for 2021. So if you haven't subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe, hit that bell so you can get notifications when new videos are being dropped. And for anybody that's been rocking with me, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. God bless. Take care. Peace.